in the glittering financial district of Zalara Prime, where alien skyscrapers spiraled like living Ornu. Click to edicganisms and neon streams of data pulsed along every surface. Humans were rare. Outnumbered 100 to 1, they were often underestimated. Seen as primitive and predictable, 12-year-old Ethan Marsh, a wiry human boy with an unruly mop of brown hair, stood in line at the Galactic Bank of Zalara, clutching a small datapad. His eyes darted nervously around the room, scanning the vast array of alien species six-armed traders, gelatinous brokers, winged auditors, who all moved with precise, intimidating efficiency. Ethan had never liked banks. On Earth, they were confusing enough, but here, in a system spanning hundreds of worlds, they were a labyrinth designed to overwhelm anyone unfamiliar with alien finance. Today, he didn't care about the beauty or complexity of the place. He only wanted one thing. "I just want my balance," Ethan said, his voice small but steady as he approached the alien banker behind the counter. The banker was a tall, reptilian creature, its scales shifting color like liquid metal. Its yellow eyes gleamed with a mixture of curiosity and amusement as it peered down at him. "Your balance," it hissed, tilting its head. "Child, do you realize the complexity of intergalactic accounts? You are barely old enough to grasp basic compound interest, yet you demand an immediate update." Ethan swallowed, holding the datapad tighter. "Yes, that's all I want. I don't need advice, promotions, or whatever else this bank usually tries to sell. Just my balance." The banker chuckled, a deep, rumbling sound that made the floor vibrate slightly. Children, always so simple-minded, thinking life can be reduced to numbers. "Very well, let us see if I can satisfy your curiosity." It tapped a claw on the counter, and the large holoscreen above flickered to life. Streams of numbers, graphs, and currency symbols twisted in patterns that seemed impossible to follow. Ethan squinted, his eyes scanning the glowing data. "Ah, there it is," the banker said, leaning back. "Your account? A modest balance. Though I must say, not enough to sustain even basic interstellar living on Zalara." Ethan didn't flinch. "I know, I just need to check it. That's all." The banker's amusement deepened. "Curious. Most humans would panic at such low numbers, but you merely seek confirmation." Ethan's gaze never wavered from the holoscreen. "Yes, I don't need fancy rewards or loans. Just the balance. That's all I want to know." The banker snorted. "Very well, if you insist." It pressed a series of glowing buttons with its claws. The screen suddenly froze, and a deep hum filled the room. Aliens nearby turned their heads, murmuring in their strange tongues. The banker's eyes widened. What is this?" It whispered. Ethan tilted his head, confused. "What is what?" The banker pointed at the screen. The numbers weren't just showing his balance, they were multiplying, transforming, and then displaying something impossible. Across the screen flashed, "Account surplus verified, plus 12,387,456 credits. Human optimization algorithm applied." The entire bank fell silent. Aliens gaped at the screen, some dropping their datapads in shock. The banker blinked several times. How is this possible? Humans are not this sophisticated." Ethan's small hands trembled slightly. I didn't do anything. I just wanted to know my balance." You activated the optimization. The banker stammered. Impossible. Your account was flagged as underfunded. It should not have exceeded even minimal projections. Ethan shrugged. I don't know. I just asked. That's all. Word spread like wildfire. Soon, other bank employees crowded around the counter. Analysts, auditors, and even some high-ranking financial regulators hovered, staring at the screen. Every human who had ever been considered naive or primitive had been proven spectacularly wrong. Once again, this cannot be natural, muttered a winged auditor, its feathers bristling. Human children should not possess this capability. It defies all predictive models. Ethan's eyes flicked nervously around the room. I don't understand. I wanted to know my balance. The banker, now visibly shaking, lowered its voice. Child, you have done something extraordinary. The system recognized some inherent human algorithmic efficiency. You have optimized your account simply by being human. Ethan blinked. I just asked for my balance. The room erupted into chatter. Some aliens were taking notes, others were filming holo-recordings. Analysts debated whether this was a glitch or a sign that humans, long considered underdeveloped, possessed some innate computational genius. Days later, the story spread across Zilara, Prime, and beyond. News feeds blared headlines like Human Child Breaks Intergalactic Banking System. Optimization algorithm triggered by human simplicity. Zilara, bankers, baffled by human efficiency. Ethan didn't care about the fame. He didn't want accolades or credits. He only cared about one thing, understanding what he could do next, soon. Government officials, interstellar economists, and even military strategists visited him. They were fascinated not only by his ability to inadvertently optimize the banking system, but also by the fact that a human child had done it without ambition, greed, or complexity. Dr. Lyra Voss, a leading analyst from the Galactic Financial Council, knelt to his level one afternoon. Ethan, do you realize what you've done? She asked gently. By simply asking for your balance, you've shown that humans, your species, operates differently from any other in the galaxy. Your logic is unclouded by unnecessary complications. You achieve results others can't even dream of. Ethan thought about it. I just wanted to know my balance. Dr. Voss smiled. Yes, and in doing so, you've changed the way the entire galaxy looks at humans. You're special, Ethan. Don't ever forget that simplicity, clarity, and honesty can outperform complexity, greed, and manipulation every time. The banker, meanwhile, remained on the account floor, muttering to itself, It's impossible, a child. Just a child. And yet, Ethan left the bank that day with his datapad in hand. Nothing had changed in his daily routine. He still went to school, still played in the parks of Zilara Prime, still helped his mother with chores. Yet something invisible had shifted. Everywhere he went, aliens looked at him with new respect. They treated him differently, because the galaxy had learned a powerful lesson. Underestimate a human at your own peril. Weeks later, Ethan checked his account again. The surplus had grown slightly, though no one could explain why. He smiled, realizing that sometimes extraordinary outcomes didn't require genius, planning, or force. They required something far rarer, the unique human ability to act simply and honestly in a world obsessed with complexity. And so, in the glittering, chaotic chaotic halls of intergalactic finance, one small human boy became a legend, not because he sought power or riches, but because he simply asked a simple question, and the universe unpredictably answered, in kind, the end.